What did you learn in high school? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it, because I had to think about it too. Was it something like the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, or a squared plus b squared equals c squared, the Pythagorean theorem? Is that all you remember too? There are tons of memes all over the internet about how little you actually learned in high school, and they're hilarious until you realize that this is actually a huge problem. High schools aren't teaching young adults the skills that they need to be successful after graduation, and this is something I think we really need to start focusing on. This is why high schools need to start requiring a life skills class for every graduating senior to set them up for success in their adult life. First, we need to establish what skills would be taught in this course. First and foremost is finances. This would include how to do your taxes, how to balance a checkbook, how to start a bank account, how to save money, how to make a budget plan, and how to pay bills. These are all really basic skills that most young adults don't have when they're going out into the world and onto their own. And a lot of people argue that this is something that's the responsibility of the parent. But a lot of things come into play when you start looking at a large group of students. A lot of minorities don't have the time for working multiple jobs to help teach these skills to their kids. A lot of kids just don't end up learning them in one way or another. And no matter whose responsibility it is, it needs to be happening, and it's not. So now we need to take that responsibility into our own hands and start questioning whether we should really have a life skills class implemented in our local high schools. The second one is home economics. This used to be taught as a standard class, but now is not. And so when I say home economics, I'm talking about how to cook for yourself, how to clean properly, and how to maintain a vehicle. Those are all really basic things that you need to learn how to do in order to move out on your own for both genders equally. And it's something that a lot of kids still don't know how to do. And these are just the bare minimum of things that seniors should know before moving out on their own. But do they even want this class? Yeah, I think they do. I interviewed 3 students, 2 current students at Lisbon High School and 1 previous student at Lisbon High School, to see what they thought about their high school curriculum and what they would be learning and how that would impact their future and whether or not that would help them be successful in life. The first interviewee was Alexis Blair. She's currently a junior at Lisbon High School, and I asked her if she thought that a life skills class would be helpful for her. And she said yes, absolutely. She said she loves learning and she loves school, but she doesn't know what she's going to be doing with her future and how she's going to even start thinking about moving out because she doesn't know any of the things that she needs to do to prepare. I also interviewed Nick Blair, who's also a junior at Lisbon High School, and he said the same thing. I interviewed them at different times and in different rooms because they're related, and I didn't prep them in advance so I would get an honest response out of them. And Nick said that he thinks it would be great to have a life skills class at the high school because he also doesn't know what the future holds for him. And then lastly, I interviewed a high school graduate of the class of 2021, Charlie Cox, and she said that she would have loved to have a life skills class because now, as a senior who's already moved on to graduation and college, she has no idea what she's doing, she says. She's applied to colleges because she felt that's what she had to do, and now she's taking colleges for, a degree program that she thinks that she likes, but she's not sure where she's going to end up. She doesn't know how to start her own phone plan, how to pay her bills, how to manage her money, and this is a serious issue. So next, we can move on to how we would implement this class. Because saying something like, we need to start a life skills class for all seniors, sounds like a big task, but when you break it down into smaller pieces, it's really, really manageable. So the first thing on the agenda would be the cost of a teacher for this class. Assuming we hire a new teacher that doesn't teach any other classes at the high school, the approximate cost of a teacher in Maine, according to ZipRecruiter, is about $36,000 to $50,000 a year. and that can easily be added into our town's budget. And next, where would this class fit in? Well, according to a recent study, seniors have an average of 2 to 3 study halls per day, if not 2 to 3 per week, that are all separate study halls. This is plenty of time that seniors usually use as half days at school so that they can leave early, and we can easily fit this into their schedule and have no conflict at all. Now that we can see how easy and cost-effective that this would be, we need to start inquiring about these classes to our local high schools so that we can prepare the next generation for success. Our high schoolers aren't getting what they need from our school systems. We need to implement and require a life skills class for seniors that teaches them about finances, about home economics, and about overall how to succeed after graduation. I love the funny memes about what we learned in high school too, but now it's time that we take a step back and actually take action so that we can give the young adults that are growing into the next generation what they need.